All right, happy Saturday, everyone. I am in Northampton. We are going to be doing a video today reviewing my new ball, the Global Reality Dark Knight. Alternate cover for the Altered Reality. We also have the regular Reality, the solid cover versus the Pearl. Same core, same numbers, but because of its Pearl, it's going to go a lot longer. I'm also going to use Zardoz, the UFO alert, because I want to be able to compare these two balls because they're both similar, going long and having a lot of hook potential, but I just want to show the difference between the two as well. Kind of for me, kind of for you. All right, everyone, enjoy. All right, so we're going to get into it. I just wanted to say that I'm really excited about doing this review because this ball caught my eye from the beginning, and even though it's like overseas for the Altered Reality and it's like an alternate ball or whatever, this is a ball I've kind of been wanting for a long time, which is a ball that goes long and breaks hard. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I wanted to show this of you know, everyone should kind of be familiar with this website a little bit, which is Bowling This Month, right? So we're going to be looking at three different types of balls. We're going to look at the Global Reality, the regular, then we're going to look at the Global Reality Altered. Let me see if I can find this better. The Altered Reality, and then we're going to look at the Roto Grip UFO alert, just to know what we're looking at from sort of like the number standpoint. So these three balls, we have a Pearl, which is the Altered Reality, the Dark Knight, a Solid, which is the Reality, and the Hybrid, which is the UFO alert. Altered Reality and Reality, of course, have the same numbers, but because the covers are different, that's going to make a huge difference, both asymmetrical. And then with the UFO alert, you can see its RG and its diff are a bit higher, but because of the hybrid core, the hybrid cover stock, it's going to, you know, make a difference with how everything is. So looking down at this chart, which I really refer to a lot of times for different things, we see here UFO alert has less hook potential, but the most length between these three. The Altered Reality has great hook potential and a little bit less long than the UFO alert, even though I didn't necessarily see that, which is interesting, and we'll get into that when we go over the videos. And then the last one, of course, is the Reality, which everyone knows has the monster hook potential, but very short, grabs early. So what does this look like on the lanes? I'm going to start out with the Global Reality, which, like we said, is a solid with great, with great hook potential. And we can see there with Global Reality, it kind of comes across and see it's already starting to grab the lane. The sort of that turnaround point is really long, and it grabs in very smooth roll. That's what Reality is known for, just the ultimate smoothness of it. So the next ball, the next shot I'm going to show is for the Dark Knight, which is the Altered Reality. Again, the same numbers, just with the Pearl cover stock. Now, first of all, to throw this ball in this way, I had to move about 2 to 3 boards to the left, right? That is something you have to take into account for a ball that's going to grab less early. And then you can see with the Dark Knight, it kind of it glides so much further. So look at this here, and it's still not grabbing, and then grabbing there, right? It's so much more dramatic. Look how dramatic that movement is, right there to there. Bam! It just turns the corner. It's so interesting. And again, just to go over again with the regular Reality, look how it just kind of keeps spinning, and then it has like a little turn, but it really kind of starts turning like right about there. You can see the trajectory kind of changing on the ball, and then it sort of smoothly goes into the pocket. And now remember, that's also 2 to 3 boards to the right. So let me show another shot that I had, and this is a shot with Reality but being in the same spot in which I threw it for Dark Knight, right? So Dark Knight kind of turns that corner, and you can see with this shot that reality slides out and does not turn the corner that same way. It just isn't going to grab, and it's not going to turn over. So that's kind of like really in a single shot the differences between these two balls. And let me see, that's also the other reality, is this moment of that corner turn, and it's going to break. And so for me, I would be a little leery of using Dark Knight if the lane was more oily than I would expect it to be. So I have this one shot of Dark Knight where it also kind of like slid out that same way, and it's because I got the shot out too far, right? So as opposed to the previous shot with the Dark Knight, which kind of turns that corner right about 9, like about the 9 or the 10 board. This one, if it hits more on the outside of the 5 board, it doesn't. See, it still does that pop, right? It still does that sharp turn to the left, but it doesn't quite come back the same way, right? So that's kind of always a problem with a pearl that you can see, is that it's sort of it has that potential to not really turn, but with a reality, with the solid cover, because it's gonna grab earlier, and actually that's not a good shot either. But with a reality, if you kind of move to the appropriate place where reality needs to be, you have that protection of the ball, not sliding out, because it's grabbing onto the lane earlier where it's supposed to, and it's gonna really kind of pull it towards the pocket. It's just, you can take advantage of that if on the front part of the lane it's kind of like keeping a pearl from getting to the right spot. And so that's what I'm looking for in Dark Knight, and that's what I'm looking for in the UFO alert. And let me show you a couple of shots. And so this, ironically, these lane conditions were weekend house condition, which means that it was short and kind of extra oily. So even though this is a video review for Dark Knight, I wanted to show why a hybrid with kind of the similar mindset of Dark Knight, which is long and breaks a lot, right? So long and breaks, but the UFO alert, because it's the hybrid, is going to kind of be able to handle that front part a bit smoother, and then the end part kind of smoother as well. So like, I had a couple of shots with Dark Knight that did not go that great. Of course I chose the best shots, but when I pulled out Zardoz and started throwing the UFO alert, it really handled the lane a lot better. It was a lot smoother. It wasn't preparing to slide out, right? Because that was the problem with the Dark Knight, and I'll show you again because I showed that again. I showed that before, but see, the problem with Dark Knight was if it goes out a little bit too far, because there's just no grip until after it sort of slides out. Rather, once it gets past the front part of the lane, it's easy for it to sort of go a bit too far. And here's another video of Dark Knight sliding out, and even though the shot ended up being okay, I think there's a strike at the end, you can still see that compared to the UFO alert, it kind of doesn't have exactly the same motion. See, this is a good line, just probably a little bit too far. It just sort of goes a little bit too far out, again, because it's what a pro is going to do. And then it turns that corner, but then it doesn't turn it enough to get in that pocket. So it'd probably be a lot tighter to throw Dark Knight on a lane like this continuously, but then like I said, with Zardoz here, and I'll show the third shot here. With Zardoz, the UFO alert, it just really made a lot more sense and was catch a lane. And this is actually pretty important to me, because part of me was afraid that, having Zardoz in the bag, and even though it left the 8 there, that was still a really, really good. I would never complain about this ball. It's really, I'm always concerned about having balls that sort of overlap each other too much, and that they become a problem. Because what am I going to do with these, two overly similar balls and stuff? But I think the example here is how something like a hybrid cover compared to a pearl, in some conditions, is going to be more beneficial than throwing a pearl and everything like that. So, and the last thing I'm going to show is the regular global reality. Again, just this was kind of not a good. This wasn't exactly the best lane conditions for reality, because of it being so short, and it was breaking really, really heavy on me. I could not really. It was really hard to get a good series of shots on it. But this is a line similar to what I was throwing for Dark Knight and for Zardoz, and you can see, again, doesn't break so hard. It just kind of turns over at that right spot. Not as hard as a break, but like it'll make its way to the pocket. But you can see the reaction isn't like necessarily the best, and then leave the 8 pin on that one. So, but where reality is great and a solid is great, and this was the first shot that I showed, is when you get it at the break point is right above the arrows, right? So the previous one is when the break point is closer towards the break in the oil in front of the pins, right? So this is a longer shot, and then with this one, this is an earlier shot, right? So it kind of stays more in a tighter line, and this is, for me, the best angle for reality and where I get the best kind of shot. But again, this is a ball review of Dark Knight, so I want to make sure I focus on this. Again, I love this ball. I love the snap of it. I threw a 276 with it the other day. Set a new high with it. Again, because this is a weekend shot as opposed to a league shot, it doesn't really show exactly its strength. But what you can see is that it just turns the corner in such a powerful, snappy way. I really, really, really enjoy this ball. Would definitely recommend. I think it's so cool that to have like an overseas ball that is fairly unique. Gonna be able to take it to tournaments, and it'll be in a certain way recognizable as my ball. Like I'm the person who has this ball that no one else has, and that's pretty cool. So, anyways. Just wanted to sort of go over Dark Knight, give a review on it. I hope you found some good tips in this, and let me know if you have any questions. Leave some comments if you want. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good one.